What's going on, guys? Arrow here, and guys, today I want to talk to you about legendary Pokemon in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So far, we already know the two main legendary Pokemon that are going to be featured in each game, being Solgaleo and Lunala. However, we also know that from the third generation onward, there's always been a third legendary Pokemon in addition to the two main Pokemon that are in each game. We've seen this in the third generation, the fourth generation, the fifth generation, the sixth generation, and so it's pretty safe to assume that we're going to be seeing it in Pokemon Sun and Moon as well. And so today I want to talk to you about what we could think about that third legendary Pokemon. So we know that Solgaleo and Lunala are based off of the Sun and Moon, and there's not like a third thing like that we can put right into the third legendary to make sense of it. It's not like it's not like Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza where it's like land, sea, and air. It's very confusing because there's not like a third part to like the sun and the moon. I was thinking earth, maybe like sun, moon, and earth, but I don't think that really makes sense because it just doesn't fit like with the sun and moon type of vibe. So I was thinking about how the third legendary Pokemon might be an actual like eclipse Pokemon, and I think that would make sense too because I know Pokemon has stopped making like the third legendary games, recently because, they haven't made a game for Kyurem and they didn't make a Zygarde game. So, I think they stopped after like Giratina and, Rayquaza, like after those, third legendary Pokemon got their own like specific game. I think they kind of stopped making those like third spin-off titles off of like the two main Pokemon games. So I don't think we might be getting a Pokemon Eclipse version or just any like Pokemon any Pokemon game that's based off of the third legendary in Sun and Moon, but I think we're definitely going to be getting a third legendary in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So I was thinking if it's like an Eclipse Pokemon, I think that would be a really cool Pokemon, and I think it would be really cool, but I'm not sure what typing it would be. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments on what your predictions are for the third legendary's typing. I know that there was a trademark file that was recently discovered, and it was talking about how there's another Pokemon's name that we don't know, and it's called Marshadow. And I think that makes a lot of sense because considering how the Solgaleo and Lunala leaks came out to be true, I think it's safe to assume now that the Marshadow leak is probably going to be true as well. Now, whether Marshadow is the third legendary Pokemon or whether it's just a new Pokemon in the game, we don't know. But, considering how Solgaleo and Lunala's trademarks were the first ones to be, filed, I think it's safe to assume that the Marshadow one's probably going to be the third legendary. And it's kind of hard to think about what that Pokemon could be just based off of a name. But I think if it's like an Eclipse Pokemon, that would be really cool. I was thinking about how the Eclipse Pokemon could work. I think it would be really cool if you've seen my last video, I was talking about how we could get like new weather in Pokemon Sun and Moon, such as a moon type of weather. And I think it would be really cool if this third legendary Pokemon had an ability where you could change the sun and moon weather like every turn. Like if it had like something like stance change, but like it would just be for the weather. Like, one turn it would be all sunny, then the next turn it turns to this moon weather, then it goes back to sunny. I think that would be really cool. Or just something else, like maybe with its typing, like, maybe the first Pokemon that can change its type, with its ability like every single turn. That would be really cool if it went from like a sun Pokemon from being like, fire, and then it went to like a moon Pokemon to being like psychic or something like that. That would be really cool as well. I don't know, I think it would be really cool if it had some sort of ability like that plays with the Pokemon Sun legendary Solgaleo and the Pokemon Moon legendary Lunala. I think that would just make for a really cool type of Pokemon and really cool gameplay in battle as well. And I think the signature move for this legendary should also be one that's like really cool. I think it should be something with like an eclipse, and I think it would be really cool if you could see like the sun on one side and the moon on another side, and they both like come together and like a big beam shoots out of it or something like that. That would be really cool to see for this third legendary. But I think definitely we're going to be getting a third legendary. I don't know about the typing. I was so wrong with the Solgaleo and Lunala one. I was pretty much saying that Solgaleo was going to be a fire type, and it wasn't. So I don't know about the typing for this third legendary because I don't know, you can't really determine it right now, and considering how wrong a lot of people were from Solgaleo, it's safe to assume that Game Freak likes to throw the curveballs at us. So it's very hard to predict what this third legendary's typing might be. But today, just let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on this third legendary Pokemon? What do you want to see from it? What types of abilities do you want to see? How do you want it to look like? I think it would be really cool to be getting a unique third legendary Pokemon, and I think it'll definitely make Sun and Moon a lot of fun. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please click that like button. And if you would like to see some more Pokemon Sun and Moon content and other Nintendo games, please click that subscribe button. And thanks you so much for watching.